What's up guys, Dan here from Kilowatt Auto. So it's now been 6 months since I took delivery of my Tesla Model 3, and rather than doing the quintessential 6-month review where I tell you that I love the car, I don't have any regrets buying it, I thought it would be more beneficial to you if I went over some specific questions that I seem to be getting on a repetitive basis over the last several months of ownership. And I'm going to be drawing on my experience from owning a Tesla Model 3, but what I'm going to be talking about today is going to be applicable to any of the Tesla models. So the Model Y, the Model S, and the Model X will also be generally included in this discussion today. And really what I want to dive into is the common questions that I seem to be getting and hopefully illustrate that the conversion from a gas-powered to an electric-powered form of transportation is really quite simple and really easy to do. Before we get started though, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I started this channel with the purpose of documenting the Tesla Model 3 ownership experience and also tracking the car's progression to full self-driving. So if that's something that you'd be interested in, definitely consider subscribing so you don't miss any of my weekly videos. So jumping right into things, one of the most common things that I'm asked about is home charging. And really there's a couple of different ways that you can charge your Tesla. So the car can be charged on a standard home outlet. It also can be charged on a NEMA 1450 outlet, which is typically the type of outlet that runs your household dryer. There's also a Tesla wall charger that you can buy, which will charge the Tesla close to about 40 miles per hour, whereas the NEMA 1450s around 30, and then the standard wall outlet is going to be at a rate of about 5 miles per hour. And really, when you're considering buying a Tesla, this is one of the first things that you have to do some research into to make some decisions in terms of how you're going to charge your Tesla, given your specific driving habits. And if you're not driving more than 50 miles per day, there's no need to get an upgraded outlet in your garage. So my daily commute is about 20 miles round trip. So I'm able to recoup those losses overnight, charging on just that standard outlet, which charges again at that rate of 5 miles per hour. So over the course of about 12 hours that the car's parked in the garage overnight, I can expect to put about 60 miles of range back into the battery. For longer commutes, you are definitely going to want to look into either a NEMA 1450 or purchasing the Tesla wall connector, only because you're not going to be able to recoup those range losses during the day while you have the car parked and charging overnight. Another common thing that I'm asked from either other Tesla owners or people that are in the process of ordering a Tesla is whether or not full self-driving is worth it. And in my opinion, it absolutely is, especially with the rate of its current progression and where it's set to be by the end of the year. I think getting in now at the lower price point is definitely beneficial given all of the features that are expected to come out over the next several months. And I've done a lot of videos on full self-driving, so I'll link that playlist up above here if you want to check those out. Most recently, I took about a 300+ mile road trip where the car did a majority, about 90% of the driving, all on autopilot using full self-driving. So it's really a convenient feature for the driver, and with the addition of the car now being able to respond to traffic lights and stop signs, the abilities keep growing. And we're expecting within the next couple of months, the car should be able to start making turns on city streets. And according to Elon, by the end of the year, full self-driving should be feature complete. Now, what that means is the car has greater than a 0% chance of getting you from home to work without any interventions. So that doesn't mean that it's going to be perfect, but it's at least going to have the capacity to get you from home to work without any driver intervention whatsoever. So a lot of really exciting things coming with full self-driving. It's really the cutting edge of autonomous driving in general across the auto industry. So that's why I really enjoy having that feature in my Tesla and be able to experience the incremental updates that come every few months or so, which make the driving experience that much better. So on the note of software updates, that's another thing that I'm frequently asked about, is how easy is it to update your Tesla to the latest software? And honestly, it's incredibly easy. So you'll get a notification on your screen letting you know that there is a software update available, and then the car just has to be connected to a Wi-Fi network in order for you to download that software update. So if you're parked in a garage somewhere where you don't have access to Wi-Fi, you can use your smartphone and create a hotspot, and the car will download the software update that way. So in my current situation, I live in an apartment and my garage is separate from that apartment. So in any time that I am downloading the new software updates, all I do is I turn my hotspot on my phone, I leave it outside of the car and connect the car to the hotspot, and then it downloads the software update. Download times will vary between updates, so it just depends on what type of features they're trying to roll out. And then the installation process typically takes anywhere from 20 to 25 minutes, and it's just important to note that you cannot drive the car while the new software is being installed. Another common question that I get is anytime someone sees my car with the white interior, they often ask how easy it is to clean and maintain. And honestly, from the very beginning, all I've been doing is using a wet microfiber towel and then just wiping down the seats once a week. And from the factory, the Tesla white interior actually comes with a hydrophobic barrier, which is really good at protecting the seats and really repelling any liquid that could stain and potentially discolor the seats. So again, all I've been doing at this point is just wiping down the seats with water. There are some aftermarket ceramic coatings that you can purchase and apply to the seats, but at this point, I haven't really seen a need to do that. On a daily basis, I do wear either scrubs or dress pants, so I haven't had any experience with staining on the seats. I know there have been concerns and definitely some videos on YouTube where you can see people that wear denim. The denim blue will actually transfer to the seats, but in most cases that has been able to just be wiped off with basic solvents. So again, the cleaning of the white interior has been incredibly easy. I haven't had any major issues, and just using water and maybe a little bit of soap for the harder to clean areas or some marks that appear on the seats, I haven't had any issues with staining or discoloration at this point. So after 6 months of driving an all-electric vehicle, I can honestly say that I've fully embraced the electric form of transportation. I did hold on to my Jeep for about 1 month after taking delivery of my Model 3. At that time, I was working a little bit further away from home compared to where I'm working now, so I wasn't sure how the charging and the range was going to work out. But even then, my commute was no more than about 40 miles per day, and charging on that standard household outlet was completely a non-issue. It more than made up for any range losses during the day. And also during that time, it was winter, so the temperatures were a lot colder and the car was much less efficient. But again, I had no problem charging up at night back to my set point based on those colder temperatures and increased range utilization during the day. Overall, I'm really happy with my purchase of the Tesla Model 3, and I definitely don't regret it. And hopefully you found this video informative and useful, but if there's anything that I missed or if you have any further questions, definitely let me know in the comments down below. But this is actually where I'm going to end today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit the like button so others have an easier time finding it. And also consider subscribing if you'd like to track the car's progression to full self-driving or learn more about Tesla. And with that said, I will see you in the next one.